A warm welcome to each one of you. This is the Naomi Talk Show with yours truly, Liz Kenywa, and kama kawaida, I'm almost calling it a tradition. Our culture is to appreciate each one of you that has chosen to become part of the big family that we are becoming at the Naomi Talk Show. All thanks to you for choosing to share, to like, and even to subscribe to our content. Asanteni sana. Of course, I want to appreciate the people that have made this work possible, and that is the One God TV crew. They work tirelessly to make sure that we have these stories airing, produced, and the editing and all the work that goes into it. And trust you me, is a lot of work involved. I want to say asanteni sana, 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 and may the Lord bless you. So today, as you can see, we have something here. We have a cake, lakini ngoja kwanza, hatutakwambia ni ya nini. Today we have a parent to a special needs child. Do you know what it takes to parent a special child? Do you know sometimes the emotions that come with it when you're parenting a special needs child? Now you've got to sit back, relax, and enjoy and learn, because this is a place you're going to learn how, through the journey our guest is going to take us to parent a special needs child. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Faith Nyambura Njoroge. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I'm a child of God. I'm born again. And I'm a baker. Yes.
So already asha tuma leakage. Asha sema kuna leakage. So hii ni baada ya kazi, sherehe. Lakini kwanza tunaenda pale kwa parenting. You have this child that we want to hear more how their parenting need is, because we believe there is more into taking care of them that goes into it. But let's go back to when you conceived this baby. How was that journey? Was it different? But I mean, how was it for you?
Okay. So my second born child has autism. So the pregnancy, it was not something new because I already had another child before. And the pregnancy was pretty normal, though I had a bit of high blood pressure that comes with pregnancy, but it was just a normal pregnancy. But I remember I exceeded the gestational period, and the doctor was worried.
The 40 weeks?
Yeah, the doctor was worried, and she started calling me, telling me, I'm worried, why are you taking so long and all that. And she could encourage me, take walks, do what and everything. And I remember I had a shop, and this advice you give each other. So I was being told, take a lot of soda. And I could take a lot of soda, Fanta.
No, wait.
What?
Okay, why the soda?
It will trigger labor.
Is it so?
That's what I used to be told.
Okay, that's a new one.
Yes. So I took a lot of soda, which is not, also good. And the walks were not they were terrible because I was living in Mombasa then. And Mombasa is very hot and humid, and I was really swollen. That's now, by the time I was due, I was very swollen and all that. Nothing happened. I was given castor oil by the doctor. I took a whole bottle. Nothing happened.
Ngoja kidogo.
Yes.
Sasa hapa tushakunywa soda.
Yes.
Haijasaidia. Castor oil was also supposed to trigger.
Yeah, to trigger labor. It's medicinal.
Again, something I also didn't know.
Yes, I got from a chemist. It was prescribed. I got it from a chemist. Okay. Nothing happened. So the doctor told me, now I have to book you in. We have to induce you. So I packed my bags. I went, I was admitted to hospital, and I was induced for a whole day, and nothing was happening. Okay. So I remember now late in the night, that's when the doctor herself came and broke the water herself and everything. So, and I've been induced and nothing is happening and all that.
But say you go wiki ngapi?
I am 40 something. Okay. Yes. So, so the baby was big. and the baby had to be induced. He had to be induced, and he didn't cry. He was blue when he was born, and he did not cry, but they worked on him and everything, and he was okay, and he was a big baby. And actually, the second or the third day, I was discharged from hospital. There were no complications, no issue whatsoever. And we went home, and the baby was really feeding well, and he was growing. He was really adding weight, you know. He was really adding weight. And, you know, like 500 grams.
Yeah.
You know, when you go, he's just adding weight and all that. And, you know, being, you know, we got him the vaccine package. I remember that one, which had, I don't know, they used to be told it's a package. I don't know, we pay for, I don't know, 5 or 6 packages.
I know,
5 or
I
6
know.
vaccines and all that. And we paid for him and everything. But he started turning color.
This is around what age?
Now he's about 4 months. That time we didn't used to do exclusive breastfeeding up to 6 months.
Yeah.
That time there was in that story.
Ikuwa na pressure.
And actually he used to breastfeed so much that we just had to, and he was such a big baby, we had to start introducing foods to him and everything. So he started becoming yellowish, the skin, the color and everything. And I remember when you took him to hospital, I was told I'm feeding him a lot of pumpkin and carrots. Yes, I was told that can discolor the baby or something like that. So we took it easy on that and started introducing other foods and all that. Then we also noticed by the 5th month that when you lift up a baby to stand, instead of the feet being flat like this, the feet would
or his
turn.
feet would like knock.
No, not the knees, the foot itself, down here. It wouldn't be straight like this, it would turn outward.
Oh.
He wouldn't step facing
I get it.
like that. So that was another problem
But
again.
the knees were strong.
The knees were strong. He was a huge baby. He's strong, he's big and everything, and he has the strength to stand. But now instead of now the feet being straight like this, they were turning outward. So we went to hospital, we were referred to a physiotherapist. When we went to the physiotherapist, he plastered his feet. So he put them the right way and plastered them up to here, up to above the knees.
What?
Yes, he was plastered so that now the feet, and then he told us, when you come back and these feet are not normal, we'll have to operate him. We have to, I don't know, to correct him. They were calling it, I don't know, talipes. I can't remember. So we went home. And when we were home, that's when again, by that time, he had started developing some speech. He could say, Mom, he could say, there was something coming out. So everything else was normal at that particular moment. Then, still when he's still having those plasters and all that, one day I was just holding him, he started convulsing. Convulsions, what?
And he didn't have a fever?
He had a fever. Okay. But I you know, first of all, Mombasa is hot and all that. And again, you don't think the fever will progress so fast. You maybe just slight fever, maybe he's having whatever. So we rushed to hospital. He was treated, we came home, we was told it's just the fever that was so high, that's why he convulsed and all that. But I think that month, I don't know, went to hospital twice or thrice. So it became a normal occurrence. He was getting a lot of convulsions. We were calling them febrile convulsions. And it's very scary.
So, okay, these convulsions that he's getting very frequently, they're also being accompanied by fevers.
Yeah, he has high fevers.
Each of them?
Each of them. And when we go, we are put on antibiotics. We are put on what? And they can't really tell what the problem is because we are treated, everything, whatever. Actually, the time at Mombasa Hospital, they used to tell us, oh, pole mmerudi. It's like they knew we were coming back. We are coming back. There's a place that we have to be admitted all the time. Until it got to a time that we sought a second opinion. We decided let's change hospitals. We were referred to a certain specialist who had a children's hospital. And then we went, she said, after examining him, she said he has septic adenoids, that they were so bad they had turned septic.
So they're the ones that were causing the frequent
That now,
fevers.
so that's why the infection, I think, was not going away or something. And of course, when the infection is there, the temperature rises,
Yeah.
and he convulses. So he had an operation to remove the adenoids. And now things like cooled down a bit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, again, now we still have the issue of the feet. So we went back to the physiotherapist. He removed the... So you can imagine this child is convulsing.
Na kona plasters.
Na kona plasters miguu. Na kona... You know, it's a time when you don't even know that you're coming or you're going. You know, you lose sense.
But that's a very strong boy.
Yeah. You lose sense. And the beauty, we thank God. You know, God has a way of just making up for something. The beauty with him, he could eat even in hospital, wherever. So long as he's not convulsing, he could really eat so well and everything, and that helped him because now he could, he could handle the medicine. Everything is going through and everything. So when we went, he was removed the plasters. When the doctor looked at his feet, he said, "Now we have to operate. We have to operate." I don't know, and he started scheduling us for when we are going for surgery to correct the legs. And like, yeah, okay, we'll go. Now you were supposed now to go to, after you've talked to the doctor, you're supposed to go to the reception and book and everything. So I'm seeing my hubby is there going. I told him there's nothing like that. He's not having an operation. Leave this doctor alone. There's nothing like that. And he went home. And of course, I said, I had faith.
Are you going with the plasters?
No, they've been removed now. And especially being in Coast and the plasters and everything. I think he had been put twice. Is it twice? I don't know, after 2, he was removed, he was put others. So you can imagine the heat and everything. So again, we go home. And now this time, I can't tell what irritates this baby. This baby at times gets so irritated. He can cry hours on end, So at times you just don't have peace. Even at night, at times he doesn't sleep during the night and everything. And I'm wondering now what is wrong, because I have another child.
Yes.
I have another, my other child was around 4 or 5 years. And we didn't go through this. So I'm wondering what is going on with this particular child and everything. So we continued. But now it came to a point now when he started standing. And what I did now, my cousins used to come. When you live in Coast, everybody wants to come to your place for the holidays and all that. So my cousins and some other people used to come to visit. So I told them, if you want to come to my place, I want you to tembeza my baby, so that my baby walks. That's the only work I need you to do, to make sure he's walking and all that. So he was late. At around almost 1 year, that's when he could stand. He started standing, using, supporting himself on tables and stools. But when he started now taking the step, instead of walking front, he started walking backward. Yes.
Oh, okay. What I know is kuna wale wa kitambaa, they make a backward move. I've not heard of.
He didn't even tamba. He didn't crawl. He didn't have that at all.
So akisimama?
Akisimama, not unless now but now when he's on his own, which is weird, he's walking backward.
Yeah.
He's walking backward. You have to prompt him to go. And then when he falls down, he can't stand. And he's this chubby baby. He's big and strong. He can't stand. He has issues, I don't know, folding. I don't know if it's the weight or the what. He's not able to stand up. So you have to lift him up. You have to support him for him to stand up and everything and all that. So I thought it's the issue of the plastering and everything and all that. So, and then again, I also noticed this baby now, because he's walking, he's getting fascinated. He stands next to a wall, and then you start seeing he's following. He follows until his eyes go that way. He's following the wall. He follows the wall again. Strange games. That's he'll be there for hours. Just there, like that space. He's up there, he goes. He comes back, he goes. And I was like, here, there's an issue. I can't really tell what is happening, but I could tell we have a problem. In the meantime, because of him not being able to wake up and all that, we had started going out for therapy. We started going for therapy at Jocham Hospital. They started doing him therapy and everything because of now the way he couldn't wake up on his own and everything. Hey, until now it came to a point, we said we come to Nairobi. Somebody mentioned something like autism roughly, but I was like, I mean, what is that?
So at this time, how old is this young man?
This time, he's now heading to 2.
And is he talking?
And now, all the words he has forgotten. He has lost his speech now.
Okay.
I had a house girl called Consolata, and he could call her Lala something that we could tell it's her. But now he has lost speech.
So he's just quiet.
And then this child has no eye contact. So you're calling him Victor, Victor, Victor. You can tell he can hear you, but he's not looking at you. There's no one time, but he had it.
Yes.
He lost it. So now he can't look at you in the eye and all that. So I definitely knew something is going on. And I think the therapist at Jocham mentioned to me, told me, you look for a neurologist, find out what is going on with the baby. So I booked an appointment. I came to Nairobi, I booked an appointment, and I went to see the neurologist. So the neurologist, when our time came to see him, actually we didn't even take 20 minutes in his office. He didn't even, now he was listening to me, but you know the baby was there. He's seeing what the baby is doing, what the baby is doing. Then he just told me, now, do you know your son has autism? He will never talk. He will never be able to learn. He will never, it was never.
The words
so,
were followed by never.
And blunt.
Never.
Blunt. No, that one of, like, you know, I'm telling you, I don't know, you know, I don't know, you feel like you're going to die, you're going to, your legs melt. And he's telling me, and there's no cure. You just have to manage it. It's a condition. I don't know what to do. Hey. I'd been taken by my cousin. So when we got out of the office, I just had now to compose myself because now, what is this here? It's a death sentence. He's just telling you have somebody who is walking, but somebody who is not there. I mean, this child will amount to nothing, and you know, and the bluntness, you know.
You know, that's what
the insensitivity.
That's why you left me. That's why you left me. Where he's just dropping.
The insensitivity. Hey, so after composing myself, I took my child. It was in Upper Hill, somewhere in Upper Hill. Then we were coming to pick the drugs in town. I remember we went to Camp Pharmacy.
So the drugs are for what?
So the drugs, there was 7Cs called liver oil, and there was a drug, I won't mention the name. So we are seated, we are waiting to be served. And then the pharmacist calls me and asks me, whose drug is this for? I tell her it's for this baby. And I could tell the shock on her face. Then she told me, go and give him half. If he becomes too calm, tomorrow you give him the half of that. If again, ametulia sana, you... Now I was like, what is this I've been given? You know, what poison is this?
Let me ask. So besides the doctor just breaking the news, he did not like tell you or advise you or push on you on how life is going to be for you or how you're going to cope?
Nothing.
Is you go learn on your own?
Go, just buy the drugs and give him. And I mean, like zombify him. Because of course he was very, very, very hyper. He was extremely hyper. I don't know, he had broken like, I don't know how many phones. It was crazy. When I used to come to visit Nairobi or my parents or somewhere else, and then you know, people with autism are sticklers for routine, or they like sticking to the same kind of things. So when you try to change the routine, it's crazy. And then they have sensory issues, you know, being touched, what, nini. So it used to be crazy. Actually, one day when I got help is when I went to visit my friend who had come to visit me in Mombasa. And she had bought bed sheets. I'd taken her to buy bed sheets, which were the same like my bed sheets. And in the midst of him throwing tantrums, we went to her bedroom. And when he found it, those bed sheets,
Oh dear.
our child calmed down, you know. Because now you see, now they want the same routine. And so this time when I'm not home, not where he's used to, he's even more, you know, more hyper, more everywhere. He's crying, he's what, and it's all because they can't process. They have issues. The skin is tingling, noises, everything disorients them. If you get in a matatu, the way like now everybody is speaking, I think they hear everybody at the same time.
Oh yeah.
So he can't process. It's crazy. So you'll see them putting their fingers in their ears and all that. I remember he could get out running. He's looking up in the sky and the plane would come like 2 minutes later. You guys did not hear the plane coming.
That's how sensitive.
That is how sensitive. He had the plane a long time ago. So he got out too. So, you know, there was all that. So when I went now to my mom's place, so that I can go back to my place, I told my mom and she prayed for me, and I told her, you know, these drugs, we won't use them. I'll only give him the cod liver oil, the 7 C's. These other ones, I think we threw them away.
Yeah.
And I thank God that we threw them away. Because essentially, not unless your child is over, I don't know what, it like calms their brain kabisa. Most people who use those drugs, their children, most of them are not able to learn later. They are not able to, there's a way just like lalishas the brain, that it doesn't, whatever, you know. And again, it's a drug that I've seen even like in the US, they used to use on black boys, and it would give them issues in their teenagehood and all that and everything. So me, I knew I'm on my own. So before I went back, I was referred to Autism Society of Kenya. So I went to their offices in Ngara, and there, at least there I met human beings. I met people. They've been there like, don't worry, he will be fine. See what?
See, that alone is very comforting.
Already now things turned around. And so they understood. They were the ones who were running the autism stream, the special needs autism stream at City Primary School. So I was told now he has to go on a diet, because one of the things that irritates most children with autism have gut issues. They have leaky gut and all that. So gluten affects them. They're affected by milk, casein in milk. They're affected by even fruits like bananas, oranges. You know, there's so much was taken from his diet. If you're eating meat, it has to be free range. If it's the oils, you have to use coconut oil or this purified oil. I remember that time it was sunflower oil. There was a lot. So the intervention they gave me was dietary intervention. So they told me what to do, how to be cooking for him, to get off all the processed foods, all that and everything and all that. And they referred me now to a therapist in Mombasa, an occupational therapist. That is not now what my child needed, an occupational therapist. So when I went, I got an occupational therapist, and he came, now he could help. But now he told me to enroll him in a school. He was about 3. He told me the best therapy for autistic children is emulating. You can't take him, he's not a child you'll take for speech therapy, you know, and all that. It doesn't work. So he told me occupational therapy is the best thing. So there was a small nursery school just behind where I lived, and there were wonderful teachers there. Remember that time the knee issue had not been sorted. So he still could not rise up on his own, and he's still on diapers. He's not toilet trained, he can't speak and everything, but he's a very big boy and all that. So I took him, and the teachers were very nice and everything. And over the weekend, the therapist would come and would tell me, this child, they only invite all the children. Put all those, I remember that time it was Sedamon Kids, they used to have music and all that. They keep singing and repeating and all that. That's the only way it will trigger him to do the same. If it's the things for triggering speech like blowing balloons and all that, let it be a group activity with the other children. So that's what we continued doing and all that. And within no time, I think he could now started folding his legs. He could stand on his own and everything, but he was still very antisocial. You know, he didn't get he couldn't socialize. He couldn't and talking and getting irritated and all that and everything, and it became so difficult. You can't go to church with him. You can't, do all those things and everything. I even took him now to another school, now a bigger school. And
this school, is it a special needs school?
No.
It's just a...
It was just and that one, the first one was like just an estate school. And the second one also. Because I actually didn't know any special needs school in Mombasa at that time. And you're still in denial.
I'm trying to...
Do you know, you're still, and you're still praying and hoping I'll wake up and this is not real. I'll wake up and this child, all these things will stop. So actually, you'll offend me if you start telling me about special needs school. I'll get offended. Because, God is healing this baby. He'll be okay. He will learn. He's young. He's 3. He's going to learn and everything. So by the time we moved to Nairobi, he was 4 now. And again, I enrolled him in a school within where we used to stay. And the sad thing is, I was charged extra. Yes, because they told me they have a special needs teacher and everything. And since now my child has extra care to be, he needs to be taken care of, I have to pay extra. What do? I paid extra. But now, I started getting worried. And now we had adjusted the whole family. Diet-wise. No, because, you can't... So no more chapatis, no more no more, if he has to take something hot, it's black cocoa. Actually, he can't take even drinking chocolate because it has milk.
So can you add sugar to it?
No.
Oh.
No sugar.
Okay.
No what? You have to buy fish. If it's chicken, ni kienyeji. Nasa kienyeji, the baby cannot eat kienyeji and all that and everything. So, but now you'll do anything for the child to be okay and everything. And I have another child. And this other child, before you can remember, he was the first child. Yes. You buy him sweets, you buy him what, you buy him what. Actually, when he moved to Nairobi, my mother called me. She told me, do you know you've neglected this child? She could tell. It's true now because your world, actually, I think even Habi, your world revolves around this child. So I had not to make time when I go somewhere with the child and I buy him the things we don't buy in the house.
Yeah.
I let him take a soda. A child is still a child. Have that, because now things are too much. So this new school where I took my child, they used to call me, Mama Victor, tomorrow, or sijui when, we are having this and we are preparing. Do you mind Victor staying home?
Oh,
okay, fine.
Yeah.
We stay again, another need. Mama Victor, we are having this. Do you mind Victor staying home? Now I was like, okay, why am I paying? Oh, so Victor is a nuisance. You're saying they are special teachers. You're saying all this. Why do I have to keep withdrawing him from school because some things are happening?
Imagine.
So I decided to go. I don't know what had I gone to do. I don't know that I'd taken not a birthday cake. I don't know what I'd gone to do in school. I went. I found the teacher is with the other children and they are learning. My son, there's a carpet there at the corner with toys. He has been put there at the corner with toys, and the rest are learning and reading and everything. So I decided, no, this cannot. He'd rather even stay home with the house girl. What is the point? More. And I'm paying more. And I am paying more. So at this time, I already knew there was an autism school, a school with an autism unit. But now the proximity was the issue because it was in town. So these are schools within the estate. So and there's no transport and all that and everything. So I knew that there has to be a sacrifice of how you're going to be taking this child to school and how you're going to. Actually, it's a public school with a stream, with special needs teachers and all that. So I made that decision. I decided I am taking... Actually, my husband used to work away from home that time. And that was a decision I made on my own because I got so hurt. I was like, now, at this one, it doesn't matter. Whatever it takes, I have to find a way of taking this child to school. And I went there. They assessed him, and they told me, you go bring him. And so we enrolled him in City Primary Autism Unit. That time, he was about 6. About 6, yeah, around 5, 6 there. So I took him, and the beauty with now that place, they had occupational therapists, they had special needs teachers, and they had minders. So in a class of maybe 30 or 40, there are 3, 4 minders, and there's the teacher. And when my child gets so worked up, they will remove him and take him to the occupational therapy room, where the occupational therapist will work on him because there are sensory issues.
Yes.
So at times you get irritated, but they'll understand whatever he'll be done and everything, so that he can calm down and go, and then he's put back to the class. And then they had now the diet there. The same diet had been given at Autism Society of Kenya. Now they were enforcing it there. So at lunchtime they could eat all those autism friendly foods and everything. So it was a sacrifice, because you had to be there, you have to beat the jam and take him, and then you have to be there exactly at 3 to pick him up and everything. So that one, you see, it even affects you as a person. There is no career, there is no job who will employ you, and you have, those crazy hours and everything. So you have to find your own way, how you're going. It is crazy when you have to go with a mat.
But let me ask you, you didn't think of engaging an extra hand in helping you to carry this weight? Because it's quite...
I had a house girl. I had a house girl, but now, this is your child.
Yes.
You're not understanding. So even these house girls, what do they understand? And then house girls, they mean well, by the way. I really thank God, because I've had very nice house girls. Actually, I had one, I stayed with her for, 9 years? She wants to please me, because I remember, because of those sensory issues, shaving was an issue. That buzzing and all that. I think it used to make him feel pain or whatever. And he could tell me the day, usijali madhe, mi nitampeleka tuko sawa. So they go and they come back. And she tells me that things are okay and everything. But the barber shop was at the gate of the estate. So one day those girls called me. They told me, Mama Victor, unajua vile Victor hulia. They gave me the experience, what happens, when he's taken. But that the girl wants to please me, wants to show me the way,
and
she's doing.
Relieve you some of those duties, so that you can have some good time with the other child.
With the other child, and all that. So she meant well and all that. And I thank God that I had her. And when he was younger, I don't know, I could get help. When someone is younger, a younger child is easier to manage. No matter how, because you understand is a child than an adult. According to me. So then I had a house girl. Actually, I am so lucky I have not had very many house girls, actually. Because I think when I came to Nairobi, I had 3, and then one who I've stayed with for 9 years, until when I said, I don't know how to have a house girl anymore. So we are on this journey of City Primary. So I was saying, if you use transport, public means, I am telling you, it is crazy. I feel sorry for parents. Because this child will scream, will throw tantrums in the matatu. Everybody is not understanding. If somebody is eating chips in the matatu, he will grab somebody's phone. He doesn't understand. He's not understanding all that. And even when you are walking on the streets, he can just, if you just let go kidogo, that child can disappear and you'll not know where to find them and everything. So I really thank God for that choice I made. It was quite a sacrifice to make sure that I'm taking him there and everything. But I can tell you, after 2 months, my child was potty trained, got off the diapers.
Wow.
Yes, he got off the diapers, and the diet was working. I could tell that he was calming down a little bit and everything. But I'm telling you, it used to be crazy. I remember there's a time I caused a jam because I can't find him. Because he can't answer you. He's not talking to you. You're using the mirror to check for the child, you can't see the child. Kumbe he's ameingia chini ya kiti na huko. So I'm like, did I forget to pull child lock? And he opened and he fell. So it was a journey, and I really thank God for it. Saved me, because I know most parents, you have to go to Kenyatta, you have to go to where for therapy and all that. Now that place became my one stop. And the only thing they used to complain to us parents is that during the holidays we used to reverse the gains, because when he come home, he comes for the holidays, I give him chapati, I give him fries, I give him what. So by the time he's going back, he is a hyper like nothing. So he continued, and he had incidents. Actually, there's one day he even, and then things started working. He could even start riding a bike. He was taught how to ride a bike. He learned. You know, a guy you thought he couldn't ride a bike. And one day, and I talked to the estate watchman, and I'd explained to them, never, if you ever see this child here, mchukueni mumurudishe kwa nyumba. So one day, I don't know what happened. They didn't notice him with a bicycle. Alitoka. Do you know, alisimamishwa na matatu ya forward. Matatu ya forward here, and him with a bike. Yani God has these children. Head on, hivi. But those are some of the news we've gone through. By the time he was 7, do you know Victor could write?
Right.
Yes.
Wow.
He started writing. So I was like, what do you mean you can write? He comes home, he has homework, you know those ones of, there's like a space in the center and everything. He started, and he could read. His pronunciation,
so now he has speech.
Yeah, he has speech. But I don't know what I can call. There's a word I forgot. The way he's talking, you have to be used to him to understand what he's saying. But he's saying that word. So my child, but he can't speak still.
And can he give you now the eye contact that we have been looking for?
At times.
Okay.
At times he can look at you, but he can write. He started writing. He started writing Kiswahili. He started writing, even doing math, and he was very good in math. He started becoming very good in, and he'll tell you. And I really thank God for that and everything. So, at the end of the year, he called me mom. Yeah, but you see, it is one word, but he will say mom. So the journey in school, at least the journey was good. The school, because they were taking care of that and everything. And at home, we are really trying and all that. But he still, you know, he wants to watch cartoon the whole day. He doesn't have the social interaction. And on the home front also, now you start becoming isolated because only few family members will understand you. Only few friends will understand you, because the times like, I mean, when it's only about, because even if hear friends like, that one every time see stories za mtoto wake, you know, people get tired of you. And I think even as a parent, you also like, I'm tired, because I was tired of making excuses. Because we used to go, like, I remember, like, we used to go for shopping. This one day we went for shopping in the supermarket. Then when we were getting out, they used to put trolleys outside the supermarket, and there was a ramp. So he pushed the trolleys. Then we met another old man there. That old man made noise at me.
Lecturing you properly.
Lecturing me on how I have spoiled my child, on how did you what. You know, and it got to a point, and you know, there you always used to explain, you know, explaining to people, oh no, it is this, and they won't understand. It got to a point that now even you, it's weighing on you. It is weighing on you as a parent. It got to a point I'm like, you know what? Think what you want. By the way, think what you want now. Because I had explained, I had gotten to a point, you know.
You actually, your heart got used to it.
Yeah,
attention you're getting, no problem.
No, you know, because now we move. Because already there is stress. Because even if you're hearing, we are progressing, he's doing that, and I thank God for that. He's still hyper, he's still, there's a lot going on in everything. He doesn't sleep at night. Maybe he sleep only 2 hours at night.
For faith, before you even progress, were you having a place where you would, you know, offload the emotions? Because definitely, you must have had your own meltdown moments.
No.
So how are you managing your meltdown?
I don't know. And it took a toll on me later. Yeah. It did. I did not have a place where I was offloading, because you have to be strong all the time. You have to act tough. When you go to church, he starts. He puts his hands in his fingers. For a long time, I never used to go with him to church. Then I started saying, let me try, and we go with the house girl. Then we used to go, and then they go to Sunday school with the house girl, or they go outside or something. So one day, after Sunday school, after church, I can't
Find him.
find him. I can't find my house girl.
Oh dear.
So me, I'm looking for them. I am wondering, Kwani, what happened? Then my mother called me. My mother used to live in the same neighborhood, but still a stretch. She told me, don't worry, Victor is here. So I'm like, why is Victor here? No, they came because he fell in the sewage. So I'm telling you, and I'm like, okay, why didn't you come to get me? Because it was like almost a kilometer. They walked a kilometer in wet clothes. And so I think there was a sewage when the church was new. There was a place with a sewage and all that, and he went and fell there. You know, there are times you feel like, I don't know, your heart just breaks and you're like, now.
And you have nowhere.
Every time you're waiting, you're waiting. Now what will happen? Now what will happen? And then now I started talking to people like, you have another child. It will make things easy and all that and everything. So I was like, how? And then I got another baby. At that time, Victor was 6.
And how old was the first one now?
The first one now, this time was 10. Because we have a difference of 4 years.
And he's now starting to understand and appreciate.
No, let me tell you. For siblings, the elder sibling and the younger sibling have different experiences. My firstborn, his experience, now he's an adult and he loves his brother to bits and everything. But he couldn't talk, but now I feel he was challenged because he got a brother, but his brother was broken. Because he was not like the other brothers. Like when this brother came, privileges were taken away. No more this, no more that, no more going to places and everything and all that. That was his experience. If he loves him, but that was his experience. Yeah. I mean, what is wrong with this child? But now my younger boy, his experience is totally different.
Oh.
Because this is my brother, this is the way he is. He's not broken. Actually, they are best of friends. This is the way he is, and he helped Victor a lot, even in so many things. Actually, even right now, he's his voice.
Wow.
You will come, you find them, Nini, Victor starts, because even now, he's I don't know, can say preverb or what, because he'll only speak on a need-to basis. You will not sit and have a conversation with him, but he will wake up and tell you, nataka food. Ama he will tell you, I want this, ama whatever. He'll tell you what he wants, but you'll not have a conversation. But after the conversation, if he's still irritated and all that, the other one will tell you, and what he'll tell you is true, is what the brother needs and everything. So he became his best, for him, that was his best friend. That was his, there was nothing wrong with him. So actually, it was good and bad in a way. Because when they were together, Victor could not even attempt to talk. Because now this one will rush and start saying, and this one was like, one day, I remember, we were going somewhere, and then I stopped to talk to a lady, and I got out and I went to speak. So when I was coming back, I found kids in the estate surrounding them. And then the kids were saying, Uyu, haongeangi. Uyu brother Alex, haongeangi sijui what. And Alex is very happy. And now, I mean, Victor is very happy. And the brother is explaining, Apana, you know, he's sick, lakini he talks and all that. And I was like, Victor, why will you let kids just discuss you this? You say kitu. You know, you say kitu and all that. So I feel for an older child, the experience, until now when he matures and understands what is going on, it is different. But for this other younger one, the experience, it's another experience. Because he wants to go, even going to the shop and all that, he wants to go with his brother, even when he was smaller. Take me, do this to me and everything. So I got a baby. But the problem continued, just like you're saying, I had nowhere to offload. So what used to happen, if I had to go somewhere, I'm calling the house girl to ask about Victor and I have a small baby. You see now? Because now I'm like, the small baby is okay. But now Victor is the one all the time I am worried. Is he okay? Is he whatever and everything? And so my child grew. God is so good. He could learn properly and he was integrated. Oh. So what they used to do when they're integrating them, they used to go to the regular school with their special needs teacher. Maybe there are like 3 of them, and then they're taken to the other side to learn and everything. And he was doing extremely well. But now coming to class 5 and 6, you know how 844 is?
Yes.
And this is a special needs child. Now it started getting to him. Because now the teacher wants to simplify what they've been taught, because they're being taught, they used to sit at the back with their teacher. They're like 3 or 4 with their teacher. And then there's the other teacher who is teaching the regular and all that. But now, even the homework and everything, the teacher will try to simplify for them and all that. Victor doesn't want that. And now when he doesn't want that, he's overwhelmed. The workload, at times, by the time he was getting to class 6, it was so bad. There are times he could just wake up and cry, you know. He's just, but now when you give him a break from school, now after 2 days, he wants to go back and everything. So eventually I knew we need to get something for him. This is, because I remember we used to be told a story of a child who did so well. They even became verbal, they did everything in class 8 and all that. And going to high school, they had a breakdown completely. Now they don't talk, they don't do anything, everything overwhelmed that child. And so I was worried about that. I knew eventually we have to know what to do with him and get him out of, now to get him somewhere else. Unfortunately, special private schools are very, very expensive. They are expensive. At times, honestly, I feel it's like exploitation. Because it's not like this child is getting healed or anything. It's really...
learning to manage is what they are doing.
Really expensive.
Charging expensive.
They are charging very expensively and all that. And eventually, we moved him from there to a place where things are simpler and all that and everything. But at times as a parent, you feel kind of disappointed, because what happens, most of these schools where they have many special needs.
A wide variety.
Yeah, a wide variety of special needs, especially like, let's say, dyslexia and autism. You see, these are 2 different conditions. Mostly children with dyslexia, the issue is only books, reading. It's just the reading. But this is a verbal child, takes instruction, does everything and all that. So most of the time, they'll have advantage over an autistic child. Because whereas an autistic child may have their own special giftings and all that, although autism is is wide. When you know one child with autism is one child with autism. Because it's so, it is so different for everybody and all that. So I could feel like he's being left out. There are very many opportunities. I was feeling there are opportunities. But again, I feel like it's easier to deal with the ones who have dyslexia or other conditions than this one. Because, an autistic child is maybe taking instructions and all that, excuse me, compared to where he was before. It was just exclusively autism. He could participate in games. He was really good in running, bicycle riding, all that and everything. And I was expecting the transition and all that, and I could see the opportunities and all that. But all in all, there were other things he was doing which were good and everything. And life went on. So one of the heartbreaks I got, one day we get home from school, and it's a very hot day. So I decide, and that time I don't know where my house girl had gone. So I decide, let me take a shower. And I leave Victor eating. I've warmed his food, you eat. I'm taking a shower. The next minute, someone is screaming, "Mama Victor, did you what? Nini?" So me, I get out. I'm finding a neighbor calling me, asking me, "What have you done? See what? God, hey." See, I dress quickly. See, I get out. You know what happened? When I was showering, what you forget, this child, despite all these issues, is still normal. This child sees everything you do. Actually, they even have a photographic memory.
Oh.
When you're going anywhere, he'll go telling you left, right, and he'll direct you actually. Left, right, and everything. My son was in Jiri school in Murang'a. And Victor used to school somewhere on Thika Road. So every time when we get to school, he used to tell me no. He always used to point, he wants us to proceed. So that's the day Victor thought of proceeding. Victor went into my handbag. He got the car keys. He went, he started the car. He reversed, how I don't know. And he started driving. But he was driving so fast that when he took the corner, he went and crashed in people's cars and crashed into the neighbor's gate.
Sorry, had he driven before?
Where?
Ni observation too.
Where? Where? Me, I'm telling you now, I'm seeing now my child is dead. You know, I'm waiting because now I can already see the damage, what is happening. But when I got to the corner, I found him seated. He had been removed from the car and he was seated there. And there was a very angry man.
The one who crashed the car?
The one now, first of all, he's now, this is wale watoto tabia mbaya, you know, whoever and all that. And I'm telling you, thank God, let me tell you, that's what I'm telling you, these kids walk with angels. God is so good that he was not injured at all. And he didn't injure anybody, and kids ride and the play and everything. But he crashed people's cars, he crashed people's gates.
Why are we laughing?
And they called the police on me. Guy, they called police.
But the police, neighbors. By now they should have
don't
Victor is a special needs child.
Let me tell you, unfortunately, you lead a very private life. I won't lie to you. People don't want to know. Actually, you listen to the stories because we have forums. It's very, very sad. That when your child is hollering, making noise, and say, you kimonda wazimu hicho. You know, what? Stories, things.
Today is age.
Yes. So you try to keep it very, you know, you try to keep, and that's why you want to stay in your own compound all the time and everything. So I won't like, cause, and it was on the other side of the estate. So actually the only people who knew maybe were just my immediate neighbors. But the other side, they didn't know. Here, the guy, he's like, no, this is a police case. We are calling the police. We are doing what? You know, it became, so I told them, this one, first of all, he's a child. He's a minor. So if you want someone arrested, I will go. I will be arrested. How careless are you? What? How, what, nini, nini? And I'm like, how long have I, you know, you try to explain. Nobody is giving you a listening ear. Yeah? And I was given a dress down, let me tell you. And the story was taken to the estate group chat. And of course, they ranted about the way children are raised badly, parents who, what?
And you're still in this forum?
And all that. After they had finished ranting, and then they had a chance to say, this child, find out what autism is. This is what is happening.
That's what you told them?
This is what is happening and everything. So it was explained how they started coming down. You know how people are. So, you know, mob mentality. Mob mentality.
I know.
So we had to pay people's cars.
No, I'm trying to imagine. They felt shame on me.
They didn't. I don't think they
like
did.
Like what now?
Because they don't understand. That's why we need education.
Even after someone saying...
No, they don't understand. What is autism? So where were you when that was happening? Yeah, if you knew your child has a condition, where did you leave your car keys?
Oh, no.
Yeah? Where did you leave your car keys? So that was one of the worst things that has ever happened. And you know, it breaks your heart. And you know, those are the fears every time you're afraid. What will happen to this child? Because even after all this has happened, he's still not independent. He's still not really aware of danger. He can elope. He can, you know, do all those things. And then 2 years later, the father went to pick him from school.
That one I remember very well.
Yeah? When he went to pick him, he can't be found. And you know, when you're walking through the gate, the watchman sees them and everything. He's nowhere to be found. Now, like, how?
How did he decide?
I'm being called out. Oh, how? So I told him, maybe he walked. And since he has a photographic memory, I knew he'll come home. He'll walk one way or the other. Let me just come all the way, Outer Ring Road, all the way. He will come. Nowhere. So it was a search party. Kasarani. Where? Everywhere. We started writing. You know, within 1 hour, you think 2 hours, 3 hours, nothing. Then a lady writes me and tells me, someone has told me they saw a child like Victor there at Roysambu, surrounded by bike guys and a cop. I was like, guy, did they give him mob justice? Because you see, if he's thirsty, he'll just go somewhere and pick water. He doesn't have water.
Oh, yeah.
You know those things, you're worried and all that now. And now you're pleading, you're telling God, now,
may your angels surround him.
may your angels surround him. So you're there now, you don't even know how you're feeling. You know, things make you numb. You don't know, are you coming? Are you going?
Or gone.
Or gone. Then at 9 p.m., I got a call. Hello, do you know somebody called Victor? I was like, yes, I do. You have him. He's lost. Like, yes. There's a boy here. He's refusing to talk to us. I found him walking in the field. That is Njiri School. Njiri School. From Roysambu.
What?
Njiri School at 9 p.m. Where the brother was, where he always wanted to go. Even the other time he crashed the car. When I asked him where he was going, and then God, he crashed the car, because now where would he have gone?
Imagine.
So he would have gone to crash with Forward Travelers. So, I told him, and you know the headmaster could not understand. I told him, that's my son. So I explained to him everything. That's why he's not talking to you. We are coming for him.
Sorry, I'm trying to imagine. So
how did he get there?
Yes.
I think we'll know when we get to heaven. And I thank God for whoever. And you know what? He was intact. He was so clean with his bag. Thank God he had his bag, because they got that from his diary. You know, now the diary now has he can't say the phone number, nothing. But I know whatever he did, he said in Njiri School. So maybe they thought this kid is drugged or whatever, or whichever good. And at some point, I know he had a ride on a border. Because he said, and he came with an energy drink. Somebody had bought him an energy drink. So, angels live around us. And that time we had panicked. We had looked for him and everything and all that. And that had never happened. And I would never think that he'd do such a thing. And you know now, when we used to go for visiting, we used to go to the field. So even when he got there, he went to the field.
Where you said that they're used to a certain pattern.
Yes, a certain pattern.
And that's what they adopt.
So that really used to get to him. So at the end of the day, this child, akona akili, he's thinking. So actually at times they even spoiled. Because at times I could tell even when I was younger, this just being a brat. And I could beat him. Like now, this is misbehavior. I could tell when it's meltdowns and when you're just being, because at the end of the day, this is still a child. So this child, don't think he does not understand that he knows after primary school, you go to a high school. He wanted to go to Njiri School, where his brother was. Me, I've taken him to another school instead of
Njiri,
where he wanted to go. So, God is good.
God will answer that question of how.
That's when we'll know
how.
Because he met angels. Whoever paid for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually trying to imagine.
Huh?
And he's using public means.
And he's using public means. From Kangare to go to Njiri, you have to take a boda, because it's a long, So whoever God used, I don't know. And he was fine. He was completely fine. No hair on his, nowhere. He was not,
What you're simply saying is autistic children are very smart.
They are
it's only that they cannot.
Yeah, but it ranges. Autistic, they are low functioning and they are very high functioning. Asperger's, those ones are the geniuses. They are the music geniuses. They are the Albert Einsteins. There's those who are just very, very, very sharp and everything. And he can talk and all that. And at times they are regular people who you think akona mambo mingi na ako very bright. But maybe earlier we never used to have those
Yeah.
you know, tests to know what is going on and everything and all that. So COVID, we did online schooling and everything.
And he's able to sit and on a Zoom meeting class.
Yes, he used to do that. He used to do that.
Okay.
And after COVID, we never went back to school.
Okay.
Because now, he was 17 now. And now, now, we want to stop this. This is now a routine. And that is the worry. One thing you worry about tomorrow. What if I'm not here tomorrow? That is the fear of every parent with a special needs child. What will happen if I'm not here, if his father is not here? So what happened, you wanted to enhance life skills and other things. So we decided he stays home. And actually, even at that particular time, I decided I no longer want a house help. Because now this is a man.
A full-grown man.
This is a full-grown man. And I had heard stories now. Because now he can be abused now. You will think they're having a good relationship with the girl and everything. And now, that's what I'm telling you now, with now a new age comes new challenges. And before that, actually, you know, you never stop hoping. I can't tell you the many prayer places we have gone to be prayed for.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll be taken advantage of. There's a time we were even going for, is it called holistic healing? Sijui what are they called? Something he's tied to a machine. I don't know, with water. I don't know, ions and atoms. Sijui water, removing the what and putting the what. I don't know, the water comes out with those bad things and all that. I can't remember what it was called. You try everything. And then in 2018, we heard about stem cell therapy. And what you told about stem cell, that when he's injected with their own stem cell, they'll go and renew the damaged brain cells and everything and all that. We did a fundraiser. We went to India. Thank God we did the stem cell. It was successful and all that. And we came back. And I don't regret, but the major change that took place is just he buffed up. He used to be very tall and thin. Now, he became big.
Heavier.
Yeah, he became now, he's a big boy, but the healing we were expecting never happened. And you know that's the problem. You keep...
Probably you're comparing it now. What you were expecting is what you see with your first and your last.
No. Because even the therapies you were given and all that, he had achieved so much of that. So they still... You know, we always hope for a miracle. Even today, you never, so long as you're alive, you never stop thinking and all that. So we decided, let's see what we can do. So we stayed home, we started baking. He doesn't really like baking. He's very good with gadgets and computers and everything, but he helps me, and he loves when I'm decorating. He loves that very much and everything. But he's fully independent.
So, like learning the basic survival skills, bathing himself.
Yes.
Probably washing a little bit, like handkerchiefs.
He washes not handkerchiefs, he'll wash everything.
Even clothes.
He can wash clothes, he'll wash the house.
And bathing himself.
He will sweep the carpet. Yeah. He's the cleanest in my house.
So there's a time then this hyperness slows down.
Yeah, now in fact that's it. Right now, he eats everything.
Whoa.
Right now we don't have special diet in my house.
Okay.
So even the healing, I usually tell God, I think you heal in a different way.
Exactly.
You know, it's not the way you're thinking, but today we don't take special diet. The bread he was so deprived of for so many years, he loves bread. He will eat, he lets everybody eat, and then he'll take the rest. Or he even wants to, like, no, you're eating too much. People will miss and all that. So he eats everything. He's very organized. You know, that I told you he's a stickler for stuff and everything. So there's a time he showers. There's a time for taking his towel out. There's a time for unhanging.
Okay.
And actually, he'll even be taken advantage of by his siblings because he's very, very industrious. He's hardworking. If you understand him, now the problem comes when you leave him with somebody who is not understanding him. Because now the tantrum you're saying he's throwing is because he's not really fully able to tell you what he wants. Maybe he'll say one word, and he even makes tea. Wake up early and make tea for us. Yes.
And he can cook.
He can cook eggs.
Wow.
He can cook eggs. The food is, it's only that I've never let him cook the whole meal and everything and all that. But he's really, really independent.
So now that you've said 2019 you opted no more back to school.
After COVID.
After the COVID, yes.
After COVID.
So what is he engaging in?
Initially, there was a college that was offering, what do you call it? Was offering computer courses for autistic individuals at subsidized rates. And I don't know, it's been government sponsored or something. Somebody has sponsored it, so it's subsidized. And it was for autistic children. Now, we take our child. Because now, the basics is, does this child understand computers? Can this child operate a computer? This child will give him homework, he'll do with the laptop and everything and all that. And he went, but they refused to pick him. I told you we are disadvantaged parents who have autism. Because what happens, I can be very good in computers and all that, but my communication is lacking. So the excuse they gave was that they just don't want to teach them to do computers, because after that they were saying big organizations can absorb them who understand them to work and everything. But now they said they want someone they're going to teach how to, they'll come with them to town and show them where to get a matatu to go home and all that. That was the disqualifying. So at times you just see, I feel the disadvantage you all get. And I've had other parents saying the same thing. Because just like we are saying, there's low functioning, there is very high functioning. Victor is middle. He's not very high functioning. He's not low functioning. He's very good. He's very good with work. And actually, you know, he was good in, even in maths and everything and all that. He's good. So if you took him to a class, you're teaching him Excel, he will know how to do Excel. You're teaching him PowerPoint, he will understand, he will learn. But now when you, if you know what autism is, you will not attach a condition that for autism, very few individuals can be able to do that. You know now. So that was one of our main targets. It did not happen. And now there are other courses coming up. There was another one, you know, bicycle manufacturing. Well, you know, your child's strength. Times, you know, at times he's not a handyman, that he wants to whatever and all that and everything. So we are still praying, we are still exploring where we'll go. We've not been going to whatever. And anyway, right now he's turning 20. So you see, that's what I was avoiding. I was avoiding the disappointment, because yes, he can go to school up to 30, but it's now routine. And this is money. This is money, and it's a lot of money that you have other children, you have other needs and all that and everything. But where we are good. And we are praying for opportunities. We're still looking for opportunities.
I'm sure they'll open up, and probably God can use you to model opportunities for autistic children. Because sometimes the shoe wearer knows where the shoe pinches most. And you never know. God might be guiding you to a place where, having gone through this journey, you understand the need, the specific need particular. Because all through the story, what I'm hearing is like, out here we assume we understand.
No, we don't.
But in actual sense, we are clueless.
Clueless, insensitivity. And especially family, friends, I mean society, and even the government. I remember when we were in City Primary School, we really lobbied. And we were, as parents, went everywhere. You know, you go and register, and then we went to Ministry of Health. We went to this ABC place where there's a PDK. There's an office there where they take care of them, and you're supposed to be even given like school fees to pay for them and everything. And I remember that guy looked at us. We were 4 parents. Akatuliza, nyi ndio mkona, you know, very, very rude. Like, how did you end up in such an office? Nyi ndio mkona autism. If it's about the government, there are so many things. You're not supposed to be taxed When you're taking care of that such a child, tell me. That's why, that's why even the baking came in. Because, it's so taxing. And if it's involving for you, who else will take care of that child? You see, it bogs you down. So at times you need whatever you're doing to be flexible, where you can be working together with this child or everything. It's supposed to be that.
Wow.
Yeah?
Okay. This is our journey. We I think globally, Kenya, even in Kenya, we still have a long way to go.
Yeah.
So for you to take care of yourself, self-care, what are some of the ways that you have adopted along the way? Of course, you practically learn on the job to take care of yourself as faith, that you don't crash along the way. Because you said, well, you realize you've got to be strong for everybody, and not just strong, but super strong. So what has faith done to take care of herself?
Let me tell you, it's a time I'm learning.
Oh.
Yes, it is a time I am learning. I am learning to start saying yes to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So life had come to a standstill.
To a standstill. Now I am learning to stop saying no, to making an excuse where I can't come for that interview, where I can't go for that function, where I can't, because now everybody does not understand you, because now you're like, what will happen? What will, and all that and everything. So I am learning, because actually for a long time I had lost memory. And I read somewhere, I think when you're taking caregivers most of the time to protect yourself, at times it's like some of the very bad memories, you block them. I could meet somebody, we were in college or high school together. They think I am pretending. I cannot remember you. Like, why you pretend? I can't. Or somebody is telling me an incident. You're telling me about, we were together somewhere, we had gone for, I'm asking, are you sure? Me and you? Oh, okay, I can remember we went, but I don't remember that particular incident taking place. So I am learning. I am learning, if I don't take care of myself, who will take care of this child? So at times we get lost, and now I am starting to say yes to me. Yes.
Wow.
It's a learning process.
No wonder today you looked very bright, very bright. So along the way, after you left your job, now we come to this. This is the enjoyment part. This grew.
Yes.
The baking grew. What really inspired you to do this?
Now baking again was born of the same thing. Now when you went to that school, they don't take gluten.
Okay.
So what do you pack for him to eat for break with his whatever? So that's when now I started making gluten-free cakes.
Oh, so these are gluten-free?
No, these are not gluten-free.
Oh.
I'm telling you now where the thing came from. So other parents, where he used to be, noticed that used to come with cakes. So I asked him, where do you buy cakes? I'm like, I bake them. Like, so you bake for me. So I approached the school and they allowed me. So as I take him, I could bake many and they could buy from the kitchen. And that's, and then now people started telling me, now you, why don't you bake? And again, I was praying. I was telling God, now surely I can't go back to the job market. I've lost so many years and everything. So that is where baking came from. And so there are baking classes, YouTube, and here we are.
And here you,
so I'm a home baker. So I bake from home so that I can take care of things at home and bake.
See, this is where they say when life gives you lemons,
make lemonade.
Make lemonades out of it, because this has grown. I've come across these cakes somewhere in very many places, which is a sign of growth, and we bless the Lord. So as we finish, what would be your word to a parent who's just realized that their child is a special needs child, and probably they are at the place where you are, and they're looking at you and wondering, are you sure I can get to where you are? Encourage them.
What I can tell that parent is to be strong. I can only encourage them to be very, very strong, to know they are the only strength that child has. They are the only voice that child has. Because if you don't love your child, who else will? And to tell them it will get easier. And one step at a time. Just live one day at a time. One day without tantrum, we thank God.
Yeah.
It gets easier. And as they grow, things get easier. Today, I'm not buying any special need food. We don't have any special need food. We don't do supplements. We don't do whatever. I understand autism is varied because they can have other complications and all that. But all I can tell the parent, please love your child, give your best for your child, and don't give up. Don't give up. It will get easier.
Wow. Regardless of where you are in this journey, probably you just discovered that your child has a special need. It may not be autism, but something else, and you're feeling crushed. I want to echo our words and say, regardless of what life has offered you, remember, never give up, stay strong. And I also want to tell you, keep trusting God, because in your lowest moment, He's able to lift you up and help you to go through the challenge. And guess what? One day probably you'll sit on one side like Faith is encouraging another mother and cheering them to keep going, to keep loving their child, because that child, the only different thing about them is that they have a special need. Otherwise, they're a child just like any other child. Love on them, keep loving them, and trusting God that every day there'll be some improvement and some growth and some progress, and you'll be able to do life differently and of course with a cheerful heart. Otherwise, God bless you. Sasa wacha tufanye hiji, tuzime kamera, tukule hii keki kwa sababu ni keki ya ukweli. This is not a donut. This is a part we get to enjoy when the cameras go off. Otherwise, see you next time.